What you say?
I said, you look got the cheesing. You look excited.
I'm always excited. This is what I do. Like,
Yeah.
I'm the go to this shit, you know? My questions the last time had you a little, you know. So I know I did my job.
You right. You right.
You know.
You did great.
I appreciate that. That says a lot coming from somebody like you.
Mhm.
But we in here now. We got introduce yourself. Go ahead, tell them who you is.
My name is Anaya Lachelle. I am a singer. I am a songwriter. I am a fifth grade teacher. And I just dropped an album called Lay It Out on September 13th.
Is is it a specific reason why you picked that date?
13 is my favorite number. So I wanted to drop it on a 13th. I wanted to drop it on my birthday, which is July 13th, but it wasn't ready yet. So September 13th was the perfect time because it was ready. So that was the next 13th that was coming up.
Why not August 13th?
Um, August 13th, I don't think it was ready by August 13th. She was not ready yet.
Okay. And I noticed you called her she. You call your projects like daughters.
I refer everything to a she. My car is a she. Everything.
I fuck with that. Yeah. When I got stuff that I love, I refer to it as whatever I consider it.
Right, yeah.
So lay it out. It's a song on the album, but it's also the album title. Like, talk about that because you kind of took it back because like they used to do that back in the day. Like the single
Yeah,
named after the album. I ain't heard from that in a
yeah.
decent time ever.
I named it Lay It Out because I felt like the song itself, when I first made the song, I didn't think I was going to name it after the song, but I felt like that title, Lay It Out, I felt like I was laying something out on every song. So I felt like it was perfect to name it in its entirety, Lay It Out, because that's kind of what I was doing on every track. So
I definitely got that vibe. It felt like you was talking to
I
somebody. I ain't know
was
who.
getting something off my chest on every song. So
Yeah, I definitely could tell. Uh, do you like it better than the last project?
the first project is my baby, but I do like this one more because I showcased a lot of growth on this album, like in terms of like what I'm saying, the harmonies, the ad libs, the vocal stacking, everything took a step up. So I do really like this one. I feel like it's a perfect body of work. The first one I had my icks and I had still dropped songs that I wasn't the biggest fans of, but I still love it. But this one felt more intentional.
Okay, I respect that. As far as the album go, I don't
Yeah.
know where to go because I got some questions. First of all,
Go wherever you want to go. I'm ready.
when I first heard it, I felt like it had more radio potential than the first project.
Yes. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like when I heard it, I'm like, damn near every song can get played on the radio.
Yeah. I really wanted every song to be a bop, and I felt like the first album was a good like tester for that to be my first one. That was good for it to be my first one, but I wanted this one to have more opportunities for radio play. I wanted more of them to still have like that mix of influences that I have, but also have my own style. So it
Yeah,
worked out.
I can hear influences for real. Um, like on when you rap, I felt like I was listening to Lauryn Hill or Lauryn Hill influence.
Yeah, I wanted, and that was an experiment. When I rapped on I had originally wrote that bridge part to sing, but when I sang what I wrote originally, I didn't like it. So I was like, okay, so the beat is practically gone. It's just nothing but drums and kicks. How can I change the trajectory of the song? So that was an experiment for sure.
I fuck with it. Like when I heard it, I'm like, dang, this different.
Yeah, and people didn't expect me to rap either, so I really was trying to tuck that in there, like in a nice pocket. So it worked out.
Low key. Let me see where I wrote it down at because I don't want to say it wrong. Uh,
Huh.
um, it was another song where I felt like I thought you was gonna rap, but you didn't.
Was it Baby Girl?
Yeah, yeah,
When I said we be laying up on a
yeah,
Tuesday.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Let me tell you, it's a tie. This time and Baby Girl, it's like a
Yeah.
tie between them two for my
Yeah.
favorite. Cause like
Good.
when you came in on this time, I
Yeah.
I probably restarted that song like 5 times just
Is
from
it
the
together you
beginning.
want to?
Not even
Yeah.
that part,
Which one?
like the humming on this time.
Oh, okay.
Like
Yeah.
before
Okay.
I got to any words actually being said,
Yeah.
I started that part over because I'm like, oh.
Really?
And then you did it again at the end,
I
and I was
did.
like, she knows what she doing, man. Because like if you would have just let the beat fade out, it wouldn't hit the same.
It wouldn't have, yeah, right.
That jump,
Yeah.
it's like I can tell you know music.
I try, man. I try to get better and better each song. So I really was trying to, and it's funny because with this time, that one is one of the songs that took me the longest to get done because I wanted, well, for one, the beat is a Keith Sweat sample. So I wanted to do that song justice, just knowing that. But also, it sounds very nostalgic.
Yeah.
So I wanted it to be like, I wanted every part to hit. And of course, there's still parts like looking back now that I wish I could have made better. But in its entirety, it's a great song. So.
Yeah, I love that song. I
Thanks.
didn't realize how much I loved it until like this morning. Cause
Why?
I've been listening to the project since the 13th. That's of course that's why I get on my questions from.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, Baby Girl is hard. But
Thanks.
this morning I woke up and I was like, man, this song don't sound the way it did the last like 6 days. I
Yeah.
was sitting there trying to think like, what is it that I like about this song more than I like the past few days? Like that's damn near my favorite one for real.
Thanks. Yeah, it's a favorite for sure.
On on the first song, you talked about love at first sight. Have you ever had that for real? Or was that just some shit you was talking?
I mean, like I was trying to get like a point across of like because I'm like love at first sight, that's what they call it. Like if I see somebody on site that interests me like on like off rip,
Yeah.
then I was just kind of like just doing like a play of words. But in a sense, like never literally fell in love at first sight, but like you ever just see somebody like, oh, I want to see what this person's about. That's kind of where I was going with
I know exactly what you mean. I done been there a time.
that.
You also talked about stalking IG pages. I didn't even know you was that type of person. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay. Now, when I was talking about that though, so like it's kind of like a chronology to it. So like if I see somebody that interests me, okay, I'm gonna go see what do you be posting about? You know, how often do you be on here? Like, are you photogenic? Like, so when I'm saying I'm stalking, like, I mean, yeah, I want to check you out. And nowadays, like, that's the only way that people can. So, it's whatever. But it was more on the lurking side. The stalking was just really good with the wordplay, if you ask me.
So so you saying like somebody page could turn you off?
Absolutely. Yeah.
What on their
You can
page?
tell a lot about a person like with what they post, how often they post. Like you can definitely tell a lot about a person when it comes to their media presence.
What's some stuff that'll turn you off? Just going to somebody's page. Like,
Okay, for example, so let's talk about Facebook real quick. I was just talking to one of my friends not too long ago. If a man don't got his real name on his Facebook, that is a problem for me. Your name is NBA something, HBK something, that is a turnoff for me. Why are you hiding your real name? Especially because I've met a lot of men that like if they trying to get at me, they would introduce themselves as their nickname and not their real name. That is a turn off because that makes me think you're childish and you probably be scamming or you do something illegal. That's what I get from that.
what if like his close family call him that and he wants you to be close like his family? Like, it's some people I know who get called their nickname more than their real name.
No, I do too. That's totally fine. But if you are trying to pursue somebody, I'm not. At least with me personally, I'm not a fan of that. Another thing that like I could tell about somebody's page, like if they I don't know how to explain it, but what they post about. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody posts something like constantly and it's obnoxious, a lot of men post about like stuff that has something to do with like badgering women or I don't know, like you're really consumed on celebrity gossip. Like that's an issue for me. It's one thing if like you just talking about it in conversation, but if you post about that all the time, you're too worried about what other people got going on. So yeah,
you think you prepared for people to worry about what you got going on? Because you know they're gonna do.
I'm prepared for everything.
Okay.
Everything.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Also, in the first song, you said one night is all you need. Need to what? Like you need to like put him under your spell or something?
No, I meant like all I need is all you need is one night to talk to me, and I got you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All you gotta do is have a conversation with me, and I feel like, you know, most men, I don't want to say like they like me after that, but I would at least make you pique interest in me after a night of conversation. That's what I meant.
I respect that.
Yeah.
You also said you never had like a real man.
No, I have not.
Did you get some phone calls after that? Like some niggas like, what you talking about?
No, I have not, because they can't like, and I think we talked about a little bit about this last interview we had, but no, like if I'm talking about somebody specifically, they would never address me about it. They probably don't even listen to my music because they don't want to be reminded of it.
I fuck with the confidence.
You know, I'm prepared for all questions. You know, if somebody wanted to ask me about a song that I made, I will give you honest answers. Only if I feel like I'm dignified enough to give you that, because not everybody owes an explanation. You're not owed an explanation from me. But if I'll give it to you, I'll give it to you.
I like that.
Yeah.
You said you was trying to get him to fall in love like quicksand. That's crazy. That's because like quicksand.
I do want you to fall for me deeper than quicksand. I do.
But like the word quick though, it's like but you
know, quicksand is slow. You slowly are sinking. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to get out. That's what I mean.
I thought you was one of them. Dang, it's only been a month, but I want to get married.
No, I'm not. I don't move fast like that. I can like you fast, but I wouldn't want to make no impulsive decisions like that quick, unless I truly feel like it is ordained to happen. And I haven't felt that yet.
That's smart, because I was watching the interview and Faith Evans said her and Biggie got married after like a week. I could never do no crazy shit like that.
And I have friends that have successfully been married within like a few months. And, you know, like everybody's story is different. I don't know if that will be mine. And, you know, if it is, great. But right now, it ain't happening for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said you were listening to old school blues on the second song. I never met nobody.
Oh, dancing around to this old school groove. Yeah. I listen to old school music all the time. But that song, Dismantle specifically, I wanted that to have that 90s influence. That's why like it starts with the voicemail and then the singing in the background. The beat is very 90s. So I wanted that whole song to give 90s.
It get that vibe too. Especially like the voicemail give me like late 90s, early 2000s.
Yes.
You ever left a voicemail?
That was the goal. Huh?
You ever left any voicemails? Like them type?
I probably have, but nothing spicy. Like not no spicy one. Literally like, you know, like just call me back if you're trying to link up. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I ain't did that in a long time. Long time.
I respect that, because most girls wouldn't do that.
Yeah, they wouldn't admit to it either. I'm sure I probably have, maybe once or twice. Nothing crazy.
Yeah. You the first person I ever heard that's a 90s baby or a 2000s baby that even mentioned in blues in general. Like,
yeah.
Where that come from?
Well, to specify, the lyric is groove, old school groove. So like just any old school music in general. I listen to like a lot of like 80s R&B and like I love like let me give you an example. I love group like he just passed away recently. Frankie Beverly, I love Donny Hathaway, the Isley Brothers, like anything like that is what I was referring to, like old school and sexy. So
I can dig that. I'll be listening to a lot of old school stuff too, so I know exactly what you mean. Especially when somebody sampled it, it made me kind of like want to go back.
right. Yeah. That song specifically, I was listening to a lot of Brandy at that time.
That's rare. I ain't heard nobody talk about her in a little minute.
It has been a minute, yeah. I love Brandy.
You mentioned showing him things. What exactly?
It's a sexy song, okay? At the time, I was trying to write something sexy. That's what came out. Whatever you infer, that's your business.
Hey, it's some lyrics on here that I ain't even
I
got
got
to.
something, some tricks up my sleeve. Yeah, I was talking about some intimate stuff. That's okay.
I like it
Cause
because
I
it's
said it
classy.
I said it in a classy way.
Yeah, it was absolutely classy, and that's what I liked about it. Especially like today, everybody just let it all out.
Raunchy.
You keep it
Raunchy.
reserved. I respect that. You
Thank you.
you also mentioned being a man's piece. What that look like? Because nowadays nobody wants to be a man piece.
I mean, I want to strive to be that. You know, when I find someone that is worthy of me having to be their piece, you know what I'm saying? Because I want a man to be mine, so it's only right to want to reciprocate. You know, I just want to, make them happy and you know.
You look like you had somebody in mind when you said that shit. That's crazy.
Got nobody in mind. I'm just saying, just in general. Like I want to make, I want somebody to make me happy in ways that I wish I could have been made happy in the past. And I know, and I'm not perfect. I could have been better in certain aspects in other relationships that I've been in. So it's all about growth in general. But yeah, I want somebody to make me happy, and I want to be able to do the same thing.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
are searching for that at the end of the day.
A lot of people search for it, but they really don't know how to give it though, either though. Like they don't have the self-awareness, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I've talked to so many girls where they didn't understand where they was wrong. And I'm like, how do you not
Right.
understand this?
Yeah,
But
there's no accountability.
one thing in my personal experience, and this ain't no dig to nobody else, but like I notice it's always like the younger girl. Like I ain't never met nobody my age where they was like, "Oh, I don't understand what I did wrong." They usually understand.
It's I think it fluctuates for sure because I've had my share of lack of maturity from younger men, but it's been older men that does the same thing. So I mean, I guess you just was blessed enough to not have to encounter somebody that was around your age that was immature. Because I know women that's older that never know when they're wrong. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Another line in the song "Dismantle," you call him a cameo. So you got main character syndrome or something?
I said we could make our own movie and he's my cameo.
Why he not a co-star? Why you can't be Chris Tucker and he be Jackie Chan?
I didn't think that much into it. I just thought it was a nice bar because tableau was also like a movie term. And I remember I learned, or like an acting term. So I said some tableau. Yeah, okay, yeah. Tableau, I had learned that word in high school when I was in drama class.
Yeah.
And I don't know where it came from, but when I thought of cameo, I'm like, okay, what's something that rhymed that's kind of correlating with that? So I don't know. I just was on a whim.
I understand that. I just don't know if you was like on some dominant shit, like I'm the
I
dominant
mean,
one. Cause the album low key sounds submissive. Like you begging on a couple songs and
yeah.
and
Hmm.
that's my favorite
Yeah.
part of the person. That's like my favorite
Yeah.
like the overall message. It's like
Right, yeah.
but you and another thing, you sounded kind of vulnerable too. That's what kind of gave it a more personal feel.
In that same song or the whole tape?
The whole thing.
Yeah. I definitely was. I've even had like, for instance, like the interlude, I think that's track 3. The interlude, when I had recorded that song originally, like I had cried mid song, and once I was done, I finished the rest of the song. I ended up re-recording it though, because when I recorded it that first time, I said way worse stuff, like in terms of like I was cussing and I was angry. So I wanted to re-record it with more intentionality, because like I said before, I like to write from a place of reflection and not in the moment, because then I say stuff off a whim like that, and I didn't want to do that. So I was very vulnerable.
I could tell. I thought you was gonna say you recorded it the way you wrote it, but so it's like no evidence or no sessions of you from the original.
Not from the previous session, no, at least for that song specifically. Um the only songs that like I re-recorded, or that I re-recorded, was that one and Baby Girl. So the rest of them were all within that time frame that I recorded it.
Oh,
Yeah.
because I was gonna say if you still got that, you gotta let the people hear it just to like.
I might just show you.
Hey, I appreciate that for real.
Yeah.
You said he called you drunk to oblivion on the next song.
Um, yeah, I said he must have hit his head, forgot some things he said, drunk into oblivion. So like I was talking in that song like specifically about somebody that's just oblivious to their behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't see nothing wrong with what they got going on. They lack accountability. Everything, like there's just no effort in anything. So that's why I said, you know what I'm saying? Like just don't try that with me, because I peep game. I know when somebody is being serious about me and when they're not. And when you show certain signs like acting oblivious, like acting stupid, just keep that over there. And that's kind of what that song was about. Like I wouldn't wish that on nobody. I think I said that. And wasting all this time that I can't get back. Like I was really on that.
That was another line I was gonna bring up because that's one thing I hate. I hate time being wasted. I don't even hate
Yeah.
how it ends. I just hate that.
The fact that I wasted so much time. Yeah.
Yeah, I could have been talking to somebody else. That
And
was
right, you know what I'm saying? I could have been putting my energy in something different, you know?
yeah. What's
Yeah.
the movie at the end of that song?
Obsessed with Beyonce and Idris Elba.
I got to see that. I don't remember seeing it.
Really? You gotta see it. I think it was like 2007 with Beyonce, Idris Elba. I forgot the other woman name, but yeah, it's a really good movie.
Yeah, because when I heard it, I was listening, trying to figure it out. I'm like,
Yeah,
don't sound familiar.
yeah. When my friend from Detroit gave me the beat, shout out to K Blessed, he had gave me that with the movie scene already at the end, and then when I recorded it, we chopped it up because it was like the movie scene was a bit longer, so when I went to record it, we chopped it up a bit so it wasn't that long. But yeah, it was good.
You can see yourself doing movies.
Oh, for sure. I have experience with acting, so I definitely would at some point.
That's a big personality. I can see you doing a lot of stuff,
Thank you.
hosting shows, all type of shit.
Yeah, I would. I'd do it all.
Also in that song, you said, "Don't you cry to me." You had men crying out here. That's powerful. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I ain't never cried over nobody ever in my life. So that's some powerful shit right there. Like, I'm almost scared of that type of shit. Had me crying like somebody died.
But you shouldn't be scared of it, or it just gotta be the right person, of course. But like you shouldn't be scared to be vulnerable, because like men are just conditioned to not want to show any weakness, and that doesn't do you any good when you feel like you cannot relieve yourself around somebody that you're supposed to love, you know?
I agree with that. I just don't think I've ever met somebody who did something that made me cry.
Yeah.
But on top of that, I don't like crying in front of people. So
Yeah, I feel that.
just
And I
people.
don't either. I don't either. I've only, at least to my knowledge, I've only had one man cry about me, and it was when I broke up with him.
Of course.
So
We
Yeah.
always cry when we lose what we had.
Especially when you wish you didn't mess up.
Yeah. I ain't
So
never been that type of person.
yeah, just talking off, Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Good. I'm glad you ain't never messed up. Yeah.
I ain't perfect, but like
Yeah,
I
of course,
ain't
of
never messed
course. Where the clapping reaction at? Yeah,
up.
yeah.
And baby girl, you talked about
Yes.
yourself first. I feel like that's something everybody should do, but I'm glad you put that in the song for like the young
Yeah.
people listening, like the little
Right.
2-year-old girls who probably don't know yet.
Right. Right.
I like that line.
Thanks.
We talked about how you rapped on there low key. Hey, who was the background vocals? I think it was a dude. That was you? That deep voice? That was like
No, no, that was me.
that was
Yeah.
wait, is anybody else's voice on this whole thing? Like
Or wait. Are you talking about like the doom 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 doom? Are you talking about that? Or are you talking about ad libs? Because I did
yeah,
the
like
deep
Alex.
vocals for the ad. Yes, that's me. Yes,
Man, that's
that's me.
crazy. I
Because
thought
I
that was
also
a
because
man.
if you haven't noticed on this time, there's a lot of deep back vocals too. That is mine as well.
Yeah,
That is
that was in my questions too, because I was gonna ask you, was
yeah.
it the same person on Baby Girl? Like,
Nope, that is me.
it's crazy because when I was listening to Baby Girl, I didn't hear that. I don't know if it's throughout the whole song, but I didn't hear it to the end. I'm
Yeah.
like, damn. So then I went and played it back, and I'm like, whoever he is, the whole time it was you.
It was me.
It
I
sounded
have
kind of
a
like
pretty
Friday.
I have a pretty like extensive range, and I was trying to explore that a bit more with this tape because the first tape I was pretty just kind of like in a comfortable range, and I was only singing like in falsetto. This one I was definitely trying to challenge myself a bit more with like different frequencies of my voice and stuff like that. So and I can sing pretty deep, like even at the end where I said I'm accepting it, like when I went all the way down, like yeah. So
Oh,
I'm like, okay, well, all right, she can do something.
that was my part. When I heard that like, and you could ask any of my friends, they'll tell you when I hear a part of a song that I like, I just start the song all over because it's
That's
like
me. I
that
have to
part,
keep playing it until I get tired of it.
man. Baby Girl, and this time it just went.
Thanks.
I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the year to wrap up like
Mhm.
like the replay, I wouldn't be surprised if them songs is on there because I listen to them.
Somebody had told me the same thing. It was with a different song, but somebody said the same thing too. They was like, I already know that this song gonna be at the end of my year Apple list. I already know.
Yeah, one of them two. It's probably gonna be Baby Girl, but my newfound appreciation for this time, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like both of them.
Yeah, they're good songs.
You mentioned 2K and Black Ops, so I know you was in that dating field because them is nigga games for sure. Like,
But I personally love to play Black Ops and Call of Duty. Like I love to play Modern Warfare. Like I have always been like the shooting game type of person. I have been playing Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, Black Ops, whatever since I had been like 8 years old. So I know how to play that myself.
that's crazy.
So when I said we be laying up on a Tuesday, effing with I was talking about we both was playing it. We both was playing it.
That's tight. No wonder how you can keep a nigga around. You play games with a nigga. You know how many
I
niggas wish
love
a
playing the
girl could play
game.
a game?
I love playing the game. And
I
I'm
don't.
pretty sweet. It's been a minute since I played, but I'm pretty sweet. Like my last relationship, I played the game with him all the time.
That's
So
hard.
yeah.
That's rare. Like I know a lot of people. They tend to only do what the girl wants. So for you to be that type of person that's like, oh, we could play the game too. It's like that's
Yeah.
different. That's hard. And I don't even play games, but I just think that that's hard.
Yeah, yeah.
Um. Don't try. Is it a sample on that?
No.
Damn, I swear I thought it was. That's crazy.
At least to my knowledge, no.
We already talked about the laid out background vocals. That was you too.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, no, we did not. At the end, that was me and my producer, Chima. Yeah.
He was fire.
Yeah, it was his idea to do like that ending, that was his idea. And originally he wanted me to sing his part. I had got tired. Like that session, I was tired. I was like, you know what? Nah, we gonna switch chairs. I'm gonna be in the studio chair. I'm gonna be in the engineer chair. You finna sing. And I made him do it. So it ended up working out because he sounded really good too. So
Do he make music like separate?
he does. He does. Chima, Chinma. He makes great music.
Why y'all ain't got nothing like a EP or something?
We made a track together like a little while ago, and he was talking about how he wants to like re-record it and do a video and stuff. But he also is a videographer. He's a photographer. Like he takes my birthday pictures. He did my very first video for Girls Perspective. He's a film director. He does a lot of stuff within his artistry. So we don't really got time for that, at least right now. But I'm sure one day. And we actually know he's dropping a collaborative album with like local people from here and people outside of here. And we got a couple songs on there too. So
that's gonna be
yeah,
tight.
so we got 2 songs.
Y'all voices sound good together.
Thank you.
One thing on this project that you brung up that was different from the last one, at least off the top of the head, was like you got a little more sexy with the stroking and
I did. I did.
When you said stroking and moaning, I was like, do I gotta start this
okay
over?
Okay. And I did.
That was spicy. That was spicy.
It was definitely spicy. And I remember that day like it was yesterday. I still got the video in my phone when I first wrote to it and I recorded myself singing the reference. At the time, I was trying to be more like industry type. Now I wouldn't have done it. Like I had sat on that song for a minute and I was gonna take it off. But I decided to keep it because I liked how the freestyle verses was going and like, you know, the flow, you know, I do what I do and like I liked how I started it and I didn't want to change it because it was authentic. At the time, yeah, I was high. When I wrote that, I was high and I was just freestyling and I was just trying to, you know, do something that was a bit more industry sounding, like in terms of the words. So yeah, I don't got really much of an excuse for that.
When I heard it, I had to think like, did you get that spicy on the first project? And I was like, I don't think she did.
Not at all. Not at all. The closest sexy song on the first album was On the Low. Like this, that type of nobody has to know. But I didn't say nothing sexy like that specific.
Did it feel
and
weird?
It's funny because
Did it feel weird?
It felt very weird. When I first wrote it, no, because it sounded so hard to me, just how I did it, you know, like because I switched from my regular tone to cause how it go, but it ain't hard to know. I'm all alone when I get home and I'm hard to know. Cause you're far away and I'm thinking about your stroke, you know. And you moaning now. Like I loved how I did it, so I didn't want to take it out. But would I do that now? No, I wouldn't.
It's so crazy because before the interview started, I was like, man, I'm gonna try to get her to say the part that I like, and you just did it because like you sung in the last interview, and
yeah.
it just, I don't know, it's just something about your singing. It's just so
thanks.
Cool. You damn, what did I leave out? Okay, you talked about being neutral in one of your songs. I forgot.
Lay It Out.
Yeah, Lay It Out. So you cool with just being cool with exes?
I am. We don't have to be like friends, but like if I seen my exes in passing, I say what's up. One of my exes, my very first boyfriend that I had, I seen him not too long ago, like driving, and he honked at me and said, "What's up?" And I said, "What's up?" back. If I see him like in passing, we give each other hugs and keep it moving. Like he speaks to my mom, all that. Like, but I don't feel no past love for him though, like that. You know what I'm saying? I got love for him, but I'm not in love with him anymore. So I'm cool with that coexisting because life is too short. I don't want to hate an ex just because they were my ex. You know what I'm saying? So I'm totally cool with being neutral as long as we're both our heart postures are the same. You know, so I got respect for you, you got respect for me. I don't got no bitterness towards you. Why wouldn't I say what's up? You know?
Yeah, I respect that. And that's deep. You said he speak to your mama. How many people met your mom? Cause like that's deep to me.
I've only been in 2 relationships where like I've brought a man home.
Yeah.
But my mom knows a lot of people because she's in the community and stuff a lot. So my mom usually knows people anyway. But intentionally bringing my mama home, only 2 or 3 men have met my mom.
I respect that. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
about the same for me.
yeah.
I got so many questions. Another thing you bung up in the same song that we was just talking about is you don't go through phones. I don't see how you don't, because I'm always going through a phone.
I don't go through phones. I now of course like I've had a moment like in my first relationship, but that was my first relationship. But now and that was the only time I think I've ever looked through a phone. I will let whatever I'm supposed to see come out on its own. Maybe if I was married, I'll look in your phone, not out of trust, but because okay, what's mine is yours now because we're one.
I agree with
Other than that, I ain't looking through nobody's phone.
I gotta look through that phone because I know
I ain't doing it.
I know people who was with somebody for like 6 years.
Yeah,
And then they went to
yeah.
the phone one day and found out the person been cheating the whole 6 years. That's 6 years that they
If
wasted.
if I feel like I gotta go through your phone, I don't trust you anyway, so I probably shouldn't be with you. That's how I look at it.
I've heard somebody say that before too.
Yeah.
That's deep. I hope I can get to that point because I really don't trust nobody. Like, especially somebody
Yeah, you
who
have to heal, Patrick. You gotta heal, nah.
it ain't even like a heal thing because I ain't necessarily been hurt before. I see what people go through and be like, yeah,
Well, it's
I don't
something
want to
you
be
gotta
that.
heal. It's something you gotta heal from if you feel like you gotta go through a phone.
That's deep. And girl like me, you talked about being the prize. You feel like do you feel like y'all both could be prizes or only you?
Absolutely. No, I don't think it's just me. Now, to give backstory, I didn't write the reference for that song. Chima and my other producer, Tyler, and my homegirl, Ace, they wrote the first verse and the hook for me. So they sent me, or they showed me a demo of all of them on it. And then they was giving it to me. So only part of that song that I wrote was the second verse. They wrote that for me.
How did you like getting somebody to pen your work?
I loved it. Like the story of it was like I was already having a really bad day, and Chima picked me up like saying like, "Oh well, great news, we got this new song for you, so you finna like it," and yada yada yada. I thought it was different because I had never made like a cocky song like that. Like like Two was kind of similar, but Top Two wasn't just boasting me. Girl Like Me was all about me. So if it wasn't for them, I probably would have never made a song like that. I say little stuff like in the intro where I said, I ain't the type of chick you can just but I'm not the type to just make a whole song about me. So I liked it. I
I
loved
like
it.
that song for that reason. I like when girls talk they
Yeah.
shit. Like, because
Yeah.
that's the kind of
Uh-huh.
girl I want. I want a girl to like talk her shit. Like,
Yeah.
I'm the shit. I fuck with that type of.
Right, right. Thanks.
And you talked about being what he needs. What do you think it is that a man would need necessarily? Because the difference between wants and need. Like every man wants a baddie, but he don't necessarily need a baddie.
Exactly. Well, I think to keep it short, what a man needs and what he wants, like you said, is different. So in terms of okay, I can be like what he needs in terms of like not only am I physically appealing, but there's stuff in me that I can pour into him as well. So whether if it's words of affirmation, acts of service, like I feel like I am a combination of all love languages. And that is what a man needs. A lot of men think that they just need the physical and nothing that waters their garden, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm saying I'm what you need, I can be all that in a bag of chips, but I got this here too. Yeah. So yeah.
I never really realized till I got to the age I'm at now that I need all the love languages. Because I was the
Yes.
person who was just like quality time, and Physical Touch
Yeah, right.
for the longest time. And then when I got older, I was like, damn,
Yeah,
all of these would be nice.
yeah, right, right.
And the background vocals on that song was you.
There were parts where like in the second verse, I think, that Chima was doing like some call and action stuff.
Yeah.
But other than that, all of the vocals, like the singing, was me. Yeah.
Because it was a part in the song where somebody kept saying "yeah" when you was singing.
That's Chima. That's
Oh,
Chima.
yeah. That sounded
He
fire.
wanted to he wanted to implement some like Timbaland type of ad libs in there, and like that stuff that Timbaland would do on like his female tracks. So we were trying to implement something like that.
It definitely gave off that Timbaland vibe, which is crazy because
Yeah.
going back to Baby Girl, I know that's what they used to call Aaliyah.
Yeah, that's true. And
So
that wasn't and that I wasn't even thinking, because I love Aaliyah. But at that time when I wrote that song, I wasn't even thinking about her. I just like, it was from the hook. The love.
yeah,
Like I called it Baby Girl because that was the hook. So
I understand that. That makes sense. On this
yeah.
time, you talked about a breakup being long overdue. When do you know?
Well, you mean, so that was on Lay It Out.
Oh, that was on Lay It Out. I wrote it down.
Yep, yep.
Lay It Out.
It's okay. But I felt like it was long, like it's long overdue once you've mentally and physically checked out. That's how you know it's been long overdue. And at that time when I wrote Lay It Out, I was checked out from whatever it was that I was dealing with. If I am just like totally over you and I'm trying to lay all this stuff out on the table before I get gone, that's just what it was. And that was like my conclusion to whatever situation I was in.
So you write from experience.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So are you one of those type of people that date purposely to have something to write about? Or like
No.
if you're not
Like
dating, right.
for example, like on the first album, so there's a song called Dreaming. That song, I had never felt the way that that song was about. Like if I hadn't experienced it, I'm trying to manifest it. So like Dreaming was the only like lovey-dovey song that I'm like, it's like I'm dreaming. Like I ain't never felt like that. And like, because if I felt like that, I would still be in that relationship. I ain't
Yeah.
never felt like that, but that's what I want. You know what I'm saying? So if I ain't writing off of experience or reflection, I'm writing from a place of manifestation. That's what I want to have. So
I like that. I feel like rappers do that in a sense because you see like rappers rap about having all this materialistic stuff that they don't have at the time when they're writing. So
yes.
I like it from that
Yep.
perspective. You had a song where you talked about men not being able to express their emotions. I forgot what song it was. I know it was towards the end.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Or
Because
no, or was it Say It? If you don't want to see me, just say it.
I know it was at the end.
Say it.
I don't think it was Say It.
Okay, it's because both of those are at the end, and both of those is kind of like a nigga not expressing emotions. I think it's probably Say It, but they both are one and the same.
Like when I heard that, it was funny because when I catch feelings, I'm able to express how I feel, and I always hear women say that men can't, and it's just like I wonder how.
And it's not even that they can't. It's not even that they can't, but men pick and choose when they want to. And that is what is annoying to somebody as a woman. If you care about somebody, women are innately vulnerable. We all, for the most part, are vulnerable without trying to be, or like we have no off button with that. At least most of us don't. Men are total opposite. So if a man is vulnerable, he was raised, I don't want to say like the right way, but he was raised around vulnerable people. So he's used to being vulnerable, but that's very rare. So I just think in terms of vulnerability, like it ain't that they can't, but they choose not to, or they're conditioned not to.
And that's an interesting,
and that's frustrating.
That's an interesting perspective because I never looked at that as being vulnerable because I know how to express my feelings. I feel like vulnerable is like telling you something nobody knows but me, or nobody knows but me and my family. I never looked at because like me expressing feelings is just me telling you how I feel.
And see, I think I think vulnerability, like, is just opening up in general. So like, it don't even got to be nothing about like that's mad deep. But like, if I had a bad day today and I want to express it, that's still vulnerability because a lot of men wouldn't even want to say that they had a bad day because they got this wall up. You know what I'm saying? So it's, it's subjective, but definitely think that it's just opening up in general.
That made me think about something that just happened to me a couple months ago. I was sick, and this
Yeah.
girl, this girl I was talking to at the time, she realized I was sick at the tail end based off
Yeah.
like the way I was coughing. And then she was like, "Why you ain't tell me you was sick from the jump?" And I'm just like, "I don't know. I really
Yeah.
didn't give a fuck. Like, it ain't really
Right.
nothing you can
Right.
do.
Yeah.
You kind
And
of
that's
far away
another
from me."
thing. And that's another thing though. Men have just as much as women may have trust issues towards men, it's vice versa too. Men think that they shouldn't because they truly think that we don't care, or they'll think that if they open up about anything, whether it's small or big, a woman is going to throw it back in their face, and
Yeah,
that's valid to feel, because men be on the same type of time, but I think that's where it roots from.
I definitely think the same thing.
Yeah.
You the talking at the end of the song. What was that at the end of it?
Talking at the end.
It was either audacity.
It was audacity. That was from a voice memo that I recorded when I was trying to get one of my old situations to leave my house, and he would not leave my house. And he was saying, he was asking me like, is there somebody else? And when I kept saying please, like you just please go, he was in my doorway and he wouldn't leave. And I was recording him to send to my best friend because she thought that she needed to send her boyfriend to come get him out of my house. And so I was recording him just to have something on him in case he did do something, because at the time it was very fresh. I didn't know if he was the physical. I didn't know what type of man he was. He
Yeah,
wouldn't leave my house. That's all I knew.
yeah.
So when I'm like, police, like, you please go, police. And he's like, is there somebody else? And I was like, like, because I genuinely thought it was funny. I was like, come on, please, just go. So yeah,
That
that's what that was.
that's crazy because like it kind of remind me of how dudes use like voicemails as like intros to shit on
Yes,
ex.
right. And I
So
wanted to use one with a man.
yeah, I
So
respect that. I fuck with it. At first, I thought it was like a skit almost. Like
yeah, no, that was some raw stuff.
that could be that could be treatment for the video, like a concept for the actual music video.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
The in the song, the audacity, you said feeling free. That's usually a term I hear people say when they like being single. Do you like being single? Because it is a lot of freedom.
There is some I think there's definitely, I don't want to say there's more pros and cons because I don't know. I haven't been in a healthy relationship to say, but I think it's just safer to be single. And I personally am used to just being single more than being in a relationship. So I will always be in the favor of being single until I'm proven otherwise.
I,
I like to be single.
Me personally, I like to be single too. Like
I
it
don't gotta
takes
worry. I don't have the mental capacity all the time to deal with another person's emotions. And I also don't like when I do like somebody, I don't always like it because I don't like feeling out of the ordinary. I'm used to being able to do what I want. But if I like somebody, my thought is on them. I want to focus on them. Like sometimes I don't like that because I'm not used to that. So
I know exactly what you mean. You also talked about not getting the love that you get. I know that for
yeah,
me too. Sometimes
yeah,
I think like maybe I'm not getting what I'm giving because we two different people. Like
yes,
this person might show love differently, and I'm not looking at their way of showing love as love.
right, right,
I
right.
had to, I just learned that maybe like 6 years ago.
Yeah,
At first,
same.
I
Yeah.
used to just be like, I used to be the person I was like, love me how I love you, like just copy me.
Right. Yeah, and people have different love languages. They show it in different ways. They show it based on how they were loved, so it's many factors to it.
you also said that you didn't want to say a name in the hook. So do the person know that that song is about them? That
Oh,
specific song?
I said I didn't want to say a name.
Yeah,
Oh, don't want to say your name.
yeah.
It was to say the least.
So
I rarely,
that was
because I
that was the
rarely,
voicemail person. I mean the voice note person.
yeah.
Do they know? Like,
I don't even think he listens to me that much. And he does, and I'm sure he is like, at least based on our last encounter, he don't want nothing. He probably don't want nothing to do with me. So I wouldn't be surprised if he never hears it in his life. But that was the only song that was about a specific person on the album.
I like that.
Yeah, that was a fresh one.
You talked about texting is overrated and you prefer FaceTime. Now me, I'm the same way. I hate texting.
I like to feel the energy. You don't feel the energy in a text message. In writing, it can get misinterpreted. Texting for me is boring. If you aren't like my best friend, my mom, a family member, I don't want to text you because it's just better to like, especially if I like you, I don't want to text you. Like, let's just be for real, bro. I don't want to text you. I need you to pull up to my crib. I need us to go eat. I want to see you. That was the point of that song.
And that's another thing that you brought up. You said pulling up. Most like girls don't want to be the one that got to do the pulling up. They always want him to pull up. So the fact that
That's
you said that,
understandable.
I was
That's
like,
understandable. But the older I've gotten, the more selective I am about who comes in my house. So I would rather go to his house because he ain't finna come in my house.
yeah, I'm pretty with who come in my crib too. I know it's
Yeah, or we can meet somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
on you talked about being too much for somebody. What makes you feel like you too much? Is it just based off the fact that nothing in the past has worked?
that, but I feel like also me being too much was like men not expecting enough. If your expectations are already small, then if somebody that comes or that you come across offers much more than you expect, you're not used to handling that. You're used to the bare minimum.
Yeah. And everybody's bare minimum is different. Cause I remember one
Yes.
time this girl liked me, and all we ever did was like watch movies on YouTube. And I had to tell my cousin, like, bro, this girl is like head over heels, and all we do was watch YouTube movies. Like, I ain't spent a dime or nothing. He
Yeah.
like, man, everybody different. I'm like, bro, I don't get it. Cause I didn't have the same feeling she did. Cause like to me,
Right.
it's just we watching movies.
Yeah.
So I definitely get what you're saying. You answered all my questions. So I really appreciate this interview. This is a good one for real.
Yeah, we talked a lot.
I really enjoy the project. It's more up
Thank you.
tempo. It's like
Yeah.
I was listening to it this morning when I was like brushing my teeth and stuff, and I'm like, man,
Yeah.
it's kind of
Aw.
giving me like energy for real.
Aw, thanks. Yeah.
You know, I'm super serious. You got anything else you want to say before we sign up?
I'm very, very aware of the potential that this project has. So I'd be very grateful if like anybody who watches this, share it with your mama, share it with your cousin, share it with your boyfriend, share it with your homegirl. Um, radio play, all that good stuff. Like I really feel like this tape has a lot more potential than the first one. So I just say everybody stream Lay It Out on all plats, and there'll be visuals coming soon. So
You know, I need the visuals. I need, do you last question for real. Do you know what songs you see in the video too? Because I know the ones I want the video too.
I think I know what ones you want a video too.
I damn
I
near
for
want to say all.
sure, honestly, I would shoot a video to every single song.
Man,
Right now, I am focusing on shooting a video to the intro, and Girl Like Me are my first two priorities. Right now, I'm doing teasers for every song. So I don't know if you've seen on my Instagram how I did like a teaser to Say It, and I did a teaser to Uh-huh. I want to keep doing teasers for every song on the album and then gradually make visuals to them, because then that would be me reintroducing the tape like months from now. So then that's kind of like a redrop in a sense. So I plan on doing as many videos as I can.
I'm excited because I feel like the people need to hear this. Like this, it's like a well-rounded tape for real.
Thanks. Thank
Every
you.
emotion.
Thank you.
You want to shout out your social medias and stuff?
On every platform, it is Anaia Lachelle, ANAIA_LACHELLE. The only thing that I don't have is a Twitter. So
When you gonna make one?
I don't want one. Every time I get a Twitter, I get tired of it and I delete it. My last one, I don't even think it deleted. It wouldn't let me delete it, so I just ain't been on there.
You know the fans gonna be on there talking about you at some point.
That's when I will make a new one. That's when I will make one.
That's reasonable.
So yeah, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. I'm gonna drop this tomorrow. Any specific time?
I don't care. I do not care.
I'm probably drop it at like 3:00. I'm gonna send you a link too.
Okay.
All right. I appreciate you.
Of course. All right. Talk to you later.
All right.